It's no secret that girls want a confident man. You've probably heard this a million times before, especially on my channel. But what you may not know is how a woman tests a man's confidence levels. In other words, the sneaky and subtle things girls do to check how confident you actually are. And if you fail these tests, and I put air quotes because these aren't really hardcore mean tests, but they legit will have a girl immediately disqualify you as a potential partner. It's like a natural impulse and there is no coming back from it. But if you pass them, not only will she be drawn to you, but she'll actively try and win you over and keep you interested in her. Not bad, right? So if that's something that you'd want, pay attention and watch this video as I reveal the 5 common ways girls test a man's confidence, plus how to respond to each one. I'm Marni, and from here on out, I am going to be your very own personal wing girl. And every week, I'm going to give you the no BS insider information about what women really want versus what they say they want, plus instantly effective methods to win over any girl that you like. So hit that subscribe button now so that you never miss a video. All right, let's get started. Here are the 5 common ways women test a man's confidence. Number 1, the apathy test. This is a simple one, but it's the one which most guys fail almost all the time. In the apathy test, the girl shows a lack of interest or acts cold on purpose, especially during the first few minutes of the interaction. She won't react positively to what you say. She might not even seem to pay much attention to you, and she won't really add much into the conversation. That means a reluctance to ask questions, short one-word answers, and so on. I'm sure you've seen this before. This test is most widely used by extremely pretty girls who get hit on a lot, and I'm sure you know the type. The reason they do it is because most of the guys they meet are people pleaser types, nice guys who are desperate to get their attention. They know that if they act cold, most of these guys will try harder to get a positive reaction, and in doing so, they'll show this girl that they're not so confident in themselves and that they're too dependent on the girl's impression of them. Okay? Which, in order to win this challenge or test and show her you're a confident man, you need to be reaction independent. You need to be engaged and talk to her without worrying about her seemingly cold behavior. You need to trust that you're good enough as you are, which you are, and what she thinks of you doesn't change that. If you do that and keep chatting and even begin flirting with her a little bit, you will see that more often than not, that cold, bitchy girl will slowly turn to invest more in the conversation, and she will start to show more signs of interest. And hey, just in case she doesn't, no worries. You can be proud knowing that you didn't get all needy and try hard to please a girl like most guys do. And you can simply move on to some other woman who's going to give you the proper attention that you deserve. All right, moving on. Test number 2. Disqualification. This is another one which most guys do not know how to deal with. In the disqualification test, the girl will either playfully tease you and poke fun at you, or give you a fairly direct insult. In other words, she'll give you some sort of negative feedback that suggests she doesn't like you. So, for example, she might say something like, dude, I'm so out of your league. Or, oh, you're so old. You're like my dad. Wow, your haircut sucks. Like things like this. Or, listen, I'm not going to go home with you, so don't get your hopes up, okay? These things, right? You get the drift. This test is more common with younger girls, especially the ones who get a lot of attention from a lot of guys. But yes, some mature women might also do it from time to time in their own way. The whole objective of this test is to see how you handle negative feedback from them, because that will tell the girl how confident you are in your own self-worth. And let me tell you from experience and from coaching thousands of guys, yes, thousands and thousands of guys, most men fail at this test. Most men immediately get insecure when they see a girl say something even slightly negative. They get in their heads and start to wonder how to gain that girl's approval, or why she's being so rude, or they just give up and feel bad about all of their shortcomings, which is horrible. Either way, they lose the test and the girl. Now, in order to win, you have 3 options. 3 correct ways to respond to this test. First of all, if it's an insult that you cannot tolerate, maybe it's something too personal or extremely rude, the best response is the call out. This is where you tell the girl that her behavior is not acceptable, and you do it in a calm but firm voice. You don't have to shout or make a scene or get all catty. Simply say something like, hey, you shouldn't talk to anyone like that. Or you could say something like, wow, that was really rude, but I'll let this one go for now. Or something along those lines, which shows you have confidence and you're bold. And move on. No need to linger on it. If you do this right, not only will the girl most likely change her behavior and she'll respect you for calling her out so confidently, most guys would never do that. The second way to respond to a disqualification is the brush off. With this tactic, all you have to do is show that you're not bothered by what she just said, that you didn't even think about it one bit. It's part of this game. So if she disqualifies you by saying something like, you're not really my type, you could respond by laughing and saying, oh, we'll see. We'll see. And then move on to some other topic as if what just happened was not a big deal for you at all and you know what's going on here. Finally, the third way to respond to disqualification, and perhaps the best one, is a playful comeback. And this is where you hit back with a tease of your own or something clever and funny. Most of the time, not only will this show the girl that you are super confident, but it'll also initiate a banter chain that'll just help you build attraction and trust with her, which is amazing. And you'll find some great ways to be funny and quick on your feet in 3 scenarios in my video called 5 Jokes That Kill with the Ladies. I'm gonna put the link in the description so that you can watch it later. For now, we'll move forward to the next one. All right, number 3, the leadership test. I bet 99.9% of men have no clue that this is a test. In fact, girls don't really even do this very consciously, but here's how it goes. You'll see that women will often refrain from taking initiative or making a decision. If you ask, where do you want to go to eat? They'll say, I don't know, someplace nice. If you ask her out on a date, she might say she'll think about it, or I'll tell you later, or let me see what's going on. In the bedroom, she'll hardly ever take charge or even be super direct about what she likes. When it comes to going for the first kiss, well, hardly any girl will just go for it and do it. Not me, but other girls. Unless she's feeling really bold or is a little bit drunk, which I've been. The point is, women will often avoid taking initiative or making decisions and see what you do. Do you stand up and be the leader she wants you to be? Or do you act indecisively as well? If you choose to take responsibility and lead, she'll be turned on by it and comply. And she'll know that she is going to be safe and happy with you. But if you choose the latter and take no initiative, she's going to either lose interest in you if you're dating, or if you're not dating, she'll put you right into the friend zone pretty much forever. Okay, now before I move on to the next one, I do have a quick request. The request I make every single time, but if you're enjoying this video so far, please give it a thumbs up and let me know. It's gonna help the channel grow and make sure that this video reaches more guys who need it. Plus, since I put a lot of effort into making these videos for you, it'll really make my day and make me smile. So please take a second and hit that button now before we proceed. Do it, now. All right, okay, here's test number 4, the jealousy trap. This is a really sneaky one. The objective of this test is to see if you're the jealous type. So in this test, a girl might talk about other guys with you. She might flirt with a guy while you can see it. I have done this so many times. She might call to your attention how many guys ask her out or hit on her. Basically, she'll try to signal to you that you have competition and that she is a wanted woman, that she's a girl in demand who has options. So as you might expect, this stuff is more than enough to rattle most guys. Most guys go into loss aversion mode when this happens, and they try as hard as possible not to lose the girl. Some typical moves I see guys making during this scenario are talking trash about other guys she talks about or interacts with. They highlight their own achievements and stuff to increase their status and prove to her that they're worthy. They shower the girl with compliments in hopes to win her over, and so on and so forth. I'm sure you've done many of these things. All these moves stem from insecurity, and women can see right through it. You have laser beam eyes, even if you don't think that they do. Now, the 2 best ways to handle the jealousy trap are tactics I've already mentioned in this video. If it's a girl you're in a relationship with and she seems to be flirting with other guys or getting too close to them, you can do a call out. You can tell her in a calm but firm voice that you don't like this behavior and ask her to make a change. If she really likes you, hopefully she's going to respect you for being direct and change that behavior, or at least try to change that behavior. If she gets angry at your call out and keeps doing what she was doing, that means that she doesn't really value you, or she's got other stuff going on, in which case, I mean, it's up to you, but I would seriously reconsider the relationship that you have going on. Just a thought. Just remember, give her a little bit of time to process the information and then see what she does with that. And again, you can evaluate how she handles that. Okay, the second way to respond to the jealousy trap, and the one you should use 99% of the time, especially if you are not exclusive with each other, is the brush off. As you may remember, this means showing the girl that you're not bothered by what she says or what she does. So if she's telling you about other guys or flirting with them, you let it go and you do your thing. Talk to her, flirt with her, whatever. Just keep moving forward. Don't worry about those other guys. That'll show her that you're unfazed by competition and prove that you're a high value man with rock solid confidence. All right, moving on to the last test on this list, and perhaps the most annoying one out of all, number 5. Playing hard to get. Most guys hate this, and understandably so. I would hate it too if I was a guy. This test is when a girl shows a bit of interest in a guy and then all of a sudden starts acting cold. Or maybe she goes on and off and is wishy-washy, and sometimes she shows a lot of attention and sometimes she doesn't, and then the next day she seems disinterested. It's like a mind game. The reason girls do this is twofold. First, she wants to see if you're needy or clingy, much like the purpose of most of these tests on this list. If you react impulsively and start chasing her when she pulls away, you will show her that you're desperate for her approval, which is a total turnoff. Secondly, she also wants to gauge your level of interest in her. If you pull back completely and stop showing any interest in her, she'll think you just don't like her enough. So there's no point wasting time with you. You see, what women really want is a guy who will pursue her without worrying about rejection. A guy who is brave enough to go after what he wants in spite of the risks that are involved, and that's the ultimate female turn on. Nothing is sexier than that, trust me. Which means if a girl plays hard to get, the best move, if you really want her, is to pursue her a bit longer than you're comfortable with, without worrying about whether you get her or not. This takes a lot of courage and might be a difficult task for you, which I totally understand, but there's a method you can use to make these things easy. You see, a girl can only play hard to get if she feels a limited amount of sexual desire for you. If her desire for you increases rapidly to the point where it's out of her control, she can't help but stop all her tests and games and throw herself at you, into you. In my video about the F formula, I reveal exactly how to get a girl to this point of extreme excitement, the point where she can't stop thinking about you and is eager to escalate things with you. If you want to see what I'm talking about, click the link in the description and you can watch it now. It's very simple. All you have to do is follow the 3 simple steps of the F formula, and that's it. The girl you use it with will immediately start to feel an overwhelming amount of desire for you, and she'll actively try to win your attention and approval. No more games, no more tests, and practically no chance of rejection. She'll want you more than anything or anyone in this world. And I can say that with confidence because this formula took over a decade to develop and has been tested on over, I think now, like 12,000 women to make sure it's bulletproof. So go ahead and check it out. The link is in the description below. So go get it now. And the video is free to watch, by the way. I really hope you like this one though. Thanks for watching it, and I will see you next week.